large at Time magazine.
No, you need to leave me the fuck alone.
Chris Kyle's a former Navy SEAL. He's also quite possibly the most lethal.
Here's the fucking deal. I don't do this. I don't have to do it. But I've been darted, drugged, shot, stabbed, chased, run out of my town, had to sell my house, had to hide my daughter. Nobody appreciated what Chris did. Nobody really listened. He couldn't walk around in the United States because he knew not only was his family not safe, he wasn't safe. He didn't give a shit about himself. You know what that does to a man? I don't give a fuck. Chris is the nice one. Chris is the sweet one. Chris is the calm one. I'm not. This is the last fucking warning. I went into town today. I was followed. I was bothered. I could feel it. Leave me the fuck alone. I've done enough for this government. Not this government under Trump. Trump would never do that to a single mom who was drugged by the government and raped by the president's son. Okay? And his best friend was some Canadian Nepo baby who thought he was JFK's illegitimate son. That's why you shouldn't do drugs, people.
Sniper in American military history. And he's here today to face a little smattering of friendly fire with 10 questions at Time magazine. Mr. Kyle, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So, we've got this new book, American Sniper. Isn't it kind of not done amongst you special operations guys to talk about your stuff?
Yes, it is kind of frowned upon.
So why did you decide to do the book?
I wanted to be able to get it out about not the sacrifices that the military members make, but the sacrifices that their families have to go through. About the single mothers now raising the children and doing all the day-to-day house chores. But then also stories about my guys who deserve to be out there. They didn't get the Medal of Honor, so you don't know about them, but they died heroes, and people should know about them.
Mandy, how was Mia conceived? I went to a rave and I woke up with a guy curled up against my back. 6 weeks later, I was crawling on a highway in Austin. Unbeknownst to me, at the exact same time, because I looked up on my hands and knees and there were people on a bridge. It was Chris Kyle's funeral. I found out I was pregnant. Mandy, have you ever met Chris Kyle? Absolutely fucking not. I've never met this man.
I believe that number is 160, is the sort of number of confirmed sniper kills. Can you tell me explain what it is to have a confirmed sniper kill?
Well, while you're on your sniper rifle, you take a shot and the guy goes down, and you have to have witnesses verify that he is dead.
Mandy, are you a robot? Are you an assassin? Are you genetically modified with animal vampire blood? Do you work for the Vatican? Are you a witch? Do you talk to ghosts? Absolutely fucking not. Okay? It comes down to science and China manipulating genetics and stealing sperm from the U.S. military when they're overseas. Rape.
Does it get recorded as part of the battle damage assessment, or?
Every time we'd come back, we'd have to fill out an assessment of what happened throughout the day, the time, the place, the caliber used, the distance he was, what exactly he was doing, where he was standing, what he was wearing. It's all into detail.
So, and there's that somewhere, we can't get them out of the Navy, but somewhere there's 160 of those forms with your name on them.
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Mandy Malone, do you work for any government? Are you a terrorist? Did you help Chris Kyle when he killed all these people? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Google me.
Goes through your mind when you're shooting a guy. It's usually a guy.
The first time of killing someone, you're not even sure you can do it. I mean, you think you can, but you never know until you actually put in that position and you do it. And then you double thinking yourself, like, can I really do this? And am I going to be okay? And then you're asking your leadership, am I cleared hot to be able to do this? Am I going to be in trouble? You know, this guy's really bad. And then you're worried, when you get home, are the politicians going to hang you out to dry and put you on trial for murder?
The first...
Mandy Malone, do you work for the government? Absolutely fucking not. After being smuggled into the Philippines by the U.S. Olympic Committee to marry some Saudi royal, I got a bad taste in my mouth. But my dad did try to force me into the military. I scored the highest on any test they ever had. And then they made jokes about my sex life, and I ran away. I don't work for the government. I volunteer because I'm a patriot and I'm a citizen. And the fact that Chris Kyle was murdered, and they tried to murder my brother Shane Malone several times. He's a veteran. And they rape and destroy our veterans when they come home because they can't assimilate and cope because there's no fucking help. And the terrorists are here, raping them and taking advantage of them and threatening their families.
Kill that you write about in the book, you actually kill a woman, and she has in one hand the hand of her.
That was a government initiation. Because here's the deal. The U.S. military has to be ruthless. We're the best. The entire world depends on us. Not an initiation that these people weren't guilty. An initiation, if you let them through, they're going to kill us. Okay? They only took the best. And Chris Kyle not only was the best, he took care of and carried his entire fucking team. And how did the government, under whoever, take care of him? They had him murdered. And here's the worst part. I believe it was under Obama, and he had no idea, and he would never greenlight Chris Kyle's murder. But the next president, son, sucking Canada's weirdo son's dick, did. Chris Kyle.
Toddler, and in the other hand she has a grenade. Was that the hardest of the kills you had to do?
Yeah, I had to do it to protect the Marines, so do you want to lose your own guys, or would you rather take one of them out?
Do you have two sets of kind of heads, in that you have your I'm back in America head and your I'm at war head?
You're two different people. You turn it on and turn it off.